hard to capture, extravagant, resurrect the track and it's militant. And I react like a convict and start killing. It's manifested. The gods work like appliances, dealing in my psyche.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explain here, bringing you guys another discussion leading up to Boruto Chapter 47. And I gotta say, for the anime-only fans, that I am gonna be talking some spoilers here, so I highly recommend clicking off of this video. The non-spoiler content will return after the chapter comes out and after we do the chapter discussions on it. So with all that being said, if you're still here, I'm gonna assume you're okay with me talking about spoilers. So I've been on this Orochimaru kick for a while, okay? I've been on this Orochimaru kick because the more I go back and I reread the manga and I think about the tidbits that have been dropped in the anime, the more I'm really starting to believe that Orochimaru is going to be the real MVP of the series, okay? So I want to kind of bring your attention to this whole thing with the karma. So everybody's just like freaking out over the fact that, you know, it was revealed that Momoshiki is going to overwrite Boruto, and he's eventually going to take over his body, and Boruto will no longer be able to exist. Boruto essentially ceases to exist, and it's led to some really funny pictures that popped up on Twitter. You know, the name of the artist really escapes my mind, but the guy's really talented. He's been basically redrawing Momoshiki over Boruto in all different types of scenes in the anime. It's freaking hilarious. But the fact of the matter is you have so many people fascinated with this, and it's a very real threat because Amado basically says that, hey, like, Boruto, I know you guys love him, but there's nothing we can do to save him. Kawaki, on the other hand, hey, if we kill Ishiki, then maybe we can prevent this. Now, and the reason why I want to say that is I think that Amado is overlooking Orochimaru, and I think a lot of fans are overlooking it because I remember for myself when Kishimoto was doing the Naruto manga, Kishimoto will pull stuff like this to where the answer is hiding right in our faces, but we're so caught up in what's happening with Naruto at the time on a week-by-week basis as the chapters are coming out. So with Boruto, we get so caught up and we tend to dive really deeply. I'm guilty of it. We tend to dive really deeply into the different things that are going on in the manga, and so the small stuff is what creeps up on you. So I want to bring up Boruto's karma seal because I really feel like Orochimaru is going to have the answer for a way to reverse Momoshiki's ability to take over Boruto's body. And the reason for that is we've seen multiple times when Orochimaru has his mindset on something when it comes to science, Orochimaru is able to come up with answers. And I really feel that between himself and Amado, if they get a chance to examine Boruto's karma seal and Orochimaru is able to compare it to how his own curse seals work, when you really look at that, I really feel like Orochimaru is gonna be able to find some common connection. They've already said that Tsunade's Byakugo seal looks like Boruto's karma seal and that it has ties to the Sage of Six Paths when it's coming to the Byakugo seal, and so they're saying maybe karma is linked, and I definitely think that's something that they will probably follow up on. But the other thing is that Orochimaru's curse seals really work in the same way that karma does. So with the karma seal, the Otsutsuki, in order to cheat death, they essentially give a target the karma seal, and then over time they're able to take over the body of the person and they basically erase their existence and they get to cheat death in that way. And with Orochimaru, his seal works kind of similarly, where it's not something where it's gradually released over time, but it's also one of those things to where if need be, Orochimaru can force himself to pop out of the person's body. We saw it when Sasuke was fighting against Itachi and Sasuke was no longer able to restrain the curse mark. Itachi was pushing Sasuke to that point on purpose. We also saw it when Sasuke was able to essentially bring Orochimaru back even after Itachi sealed away in the Tosca blade. And I definitely think that when you look at this right here, I really feel like there's going to be something similar. And so if that's the case, who better to find a way to essentially remove that karma seal from Boruto than Orochimaru himself? And when you really think about it from a poetic standpoint, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a whole lot of sense because the fact of the matter is that we saw it in Boruto until episode 72 or 73, where Tsunade ripped Naruto a new a-hole because Tsunade said, how could you trust Orochimaru? How could you allow his son in the village? And Naruto flat out said, like, hey, we have to trust Orochimaru because when it comes to the Sasuke clan, Orochimaru is going to play a very pivotal role in defeating them. And for those of you guys who have read Naruto Retsuden, you guys know that Orochimaru has a pretty decent sized role in that. And what I like about this is the fact that, you know, Naruto, we're seeing, if this does end up being true, Naruto, his whole gambit on Orochimaru is going to be paying off. That's the ultimate sign of respect right there, that Naruto gives Orochimaru that free reign, and Orochimaru ends up being one of the people that finds out a way to save Naruto's son. Because if you go back to the manga chapter, when Naruto learns there's nothing they can do to save Boruto, Naruto looks like basically a ghost that's just kind of appeared in front of him. And what I really like about that moment right there is that we saw a character who he's known for never giving up. Reality is set in. Now, I have to address the flash forward sequence because there's going to be somebody who says, well, we saw Boruto with the karma seal at that point in the flash forward sequence. I want to just restate, there's nothing that says that that's the final battle of the series. There's nothing that says that. For all we know, that could be the midway point. That's the whole purpose of a flash forward sequence, is to allow the story to build towards that moment that was teased, and then once you see how you get there, usually that's when things progress to the next step. So I definitely think that this is a case. A really great example of this would be how you have the Witcher series on Netflix that adapts the novels, and there's a few differences there, but essentially when you look at the Witcher series, you get this one moment where it teases something that happens in the future, and then everything that you see for the most part is stuff that's happening in the past building towards the future. And then after Geralt meets the person he's supposed to meet, because I don't want to spoil for somebody who might want to watch the series, but after he meets the person he's supposed to meet, the story, it progresses to start telling the story that happens after the fact. So I definitely think that the Boruto series is going to be taking something similar. So the fact that Boruto's using karma when he's fighting against Kawaki does not mean that Orochimaru cannot come up with a way to reverse that. It just means it takes time, which makes a lot of sense. Orochimaru could not decipher the Uchiha Stone tablet, and yet it took him years of research to come up with the way for him to even attempt to recreate the power of the Rinnegan. So I definitely think that this is something we have to keep our eye on. But let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think that this is a little bit of poetic symbolism to have Orochimaru basically save Naruto's child? Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching until the end. Have an awesome day, guys.